All right, welding, day 2. What we're gonna do is, I picked up a couple of different metals. I'll show them to you. This is a 16 gauge sheet metal plain steel finish. Picked it up from Tractor Supply in their welding section. They just have racks of different types of metals. This isn't a pipe, an exhaust from the first video. I think that's a type of stainless. Another piece of exhaust, and then also got some bolts, some stainless steel bolts, and some other materials. And we're going to see if we can adhere. First of all, work on making some beads. We'll go over this in a second, and then see if we can adhere some bolts straight onto any of these metals. Just trying to work on beads, seeing if we can get stuff to stick. Earlier this morning, I was flipping through the instruction manual and set up basic welding tips. It's all here. It doesn't sound fun or sexy, but you should read this. Wire speed, the size of the wire, your flux core, it is on page 14 of this. You can see it all right there. It tells you exactly what your current should be, whether it's the minimum or maximum current, wire speed depending on the thickness, 18, 16, 14 gauges, or 1/8 inch, 3/16 inch. So I already started kind of tinkering with this morning. And with this one, this just sheet metal that I got from Tractor Supply. So on 16 gauge with this, it says a wire speed of 2 with a minimum current. Okay, so here's your minimum current right here. This is your maximum current. So the maximum current looks like it gets a little bit better, not necessarily bead, but it's just maybe it's conducting, it's putting on a little bit thicker. Here's why you have it on the minimum current. Here's your minimum current, here's your maximum current. And if you can see on the maximum, it went through the steel. It went through the metal. I don't know if you call this, yeah, it's steel. 16 gauge steel. So according to these instructions, yes, you use the minimum current. Why do you use the minimum? Because the maximum will go straight through this. So quick little lesson learned. It's all right here. I'm gonna go through these. You'll see me kind of doing whatever. I'll include whatever film is relevant, but then we'll talk about all of it in relation to what this says. And yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Okay, put that off. All right, that's my best one yet, right there. This, let's clean it up. We see that all right? Is the lighting okay? So let's compare these. We see these okay? How's the lighting? Maybe the lighting isn't great. Let's move this around. There we go. We see these? Okay. So this is a good weld, right? So this one's a little bit taller, and I purposefully went slower, right? And it looks a little more like this one. Now, in the book, it talks about going side to side, which is a weave pattern. That's what I did on this. So it was a little more side to side. This looks like it was probably, I mean, it is slow, like I went slow on mine. A lot slower than I did on these. Look at that, that's terrible. But I got it a little bit thicker. So it is a little bit wider like this, but my pattern is incredibly inconsistent. But that's on the number 2. Ooh, that's close. The number 2 speed, wire speed, with the minimum current, okay? With the minimum current, it didn't penetrate on the other side, which is good. It started to kind of bubble up, but it didn't completely come through like on this one. This one was on the maximum speed. So, as the instructions say, 16 gauge, minimum speed. This is, can you see that okay? Let's see. Sheet metal 16 gauge, plain steel finish. This is at Tractor Supply. I don't know the dollar. I think this piece of metal was seriously like 15 bucks. That seems like an enormous amount of metal, or an enormous price, when this whole stand cost me 70 bucks. But they're buying this in bulk. You're buying this by the single sheet. You're gonna pay more. It's a larger profit margin. But this, hey, second day even attempting to weld, I feel okay about that. That's not something that you would want to sell or weld a barbecue pit if you weld like that, or sell a barbecue pit. But that I feel a little bit better about. All right, let's experiment with some other stuff. Okay, first, let's use our 16 gauge plain finish, plain steel finish. It's a little more warped where it was welded. Oops, I just dropped that on a piece of, and it melted it. Good job. All right. So these are stainless, right? Yeah. Stainless steel. Let's see if we can get it to attach. Yeah, didn't really attach. Wasn't able to tack it on. Let's try one more time. Looks a little sloppy, but let's see if we can do any better right here. Whew. I went slower. Penetrated right there. Clean it up a little bit. Can I deem that a success in any way? This lighting is terrible. How about now? Ooh, I look handsome. All right. So 16 gauge steel finish. This is a I mean, it is not pretty in any way. It is not pretty, but I mean, can we say that it's on there? Can we say that? Let's, it even lifted it off. Well, I just lifted it off. I think I bent it. Let's just go all the way around. Yeah? Let's go all the way around. Okay, here we go. We see that? We clean it up a little bit. There we go. Well, these look a little bit better. They don't look like the good weld in the pictures, but I don't know if we can see this. I mean, this is much better connection right here. And I didn't come all the way around, but I mean, I don't have safety glasses on, so I'm gonna flip this down. I think it's fair to say that for a guy that's been welding a total of 6 minutes, probably, with this welder, you can start fixing some stuff at least around the house. I'm gonna do a few more things. I'm gonna try to, like, the head of a bolt with the bolt sticking up, the thread sticking up. I'm gonna try to adhere one of those, or 2 of those on here. I have 2 stainless steel bolts, and I have 2 other carriage bolts, I think. I don't know if they're zinc or what they are. But, you know, this thing is advertised as doing stainless steel and dirty metals, is what it says. That sounds like 80s hair band, dirty metal. But, you know, that's on there. That's pretty great. I'm very pleased with that. The ultimate goal, I will tell you, not the ultimate, but the goal that is gonna have to be done sooner rather than later, if I can adjust this. I can adjust this here. You can stare at me while I adjust it. Is this Kubota tractor right here, okay? This thing is 18 years old. It is a diesel. It is an absolute animal for a riding mower. You can flip this up. Oh! You know, 3-cylinder diesel, it's absolutely great. But on this deck, underneath there, there's not a complex, a substantial pulley system on it. One of those pulleys has there's 2 pulleys attached with a single bolt going through it. and it's the drive pulley, as advertised on Kubota's website, or their parts department. Those two pulleys with one belt coming through, if you order it brand new, the only place you can find it is with Kubota. It's $508. Okay, the whole idea of this setup was, can I weld that pulley back to that bolt for under $500? And the idea is, right, the clickbait headline, it wouldn't be clickbait, but the advertisement would be fixing my Kubota for free, or fixing my Kubota and getting a free welder, something like that. But I'm going to get a few of these more attempts at welds, see what we can get to attach. If y'all have any questions, put them in the comment section, or comments, tips, tricks, hacks, etc. It's obvious I'm not an experienced welder, but I'd love feedback. Put them in the comment section, like, share, subscribe. Okay, here's what I noticed on this. I believe because of this nut, or this bolt, I'm sorry, this bolt is so thick, it's having issues connecting to the bolt. I don't know what that term is. Well, you see that little pattern right there. It connected. It's on there, hold on. How about this? There we go. How about that? It's on there. There we go. Look, started to rip off. Ready? That's what it took. Which, that's not super strong. You know, 3-pound sledge. Kind of see how it connected there, if we can get a little bit closer. That bolt is scorching hot, by the way, incredibly hot. But I feel like for today we made some progress. I'm gonna stop recording. Leave any comments you may have. This is a lot of fun. It's great. None of the kids are around, just these worthless dogs. Again, leave any comments that you may have. I need all the help I can get. I don't have anyone around here living out in the sticks that knows how to weld. There's a guy down the road. He's as busy as I am. And he's welded for a long time. I'm confident he doesn't use a $120 welder. Awesome. Thanks for watching.